Okay, well, good evening, guys. Welcome to today's online seminar. My name is Rushiraj and I shall be the host for today's session.
Hello.
Yeah, hi Nikita, guys. Nikita, we are going to get started with the session. So, any opening words for all the attendees for today's session?
Guys, I'm just going to tell you more about how you have to prepare your application. Maybe you all have a good profile, but you need to present it really well. You can even utilize your negative things as a positive point. I'll explain you how you can do it. So yeah,
Right.
get ready for that.
Right. So, Nikita has got started getting into the technicalities already, which is a nice thing. So, guys, let's get started with the session and let's get to know a little more about Nikita Bansal. So, Nikita, can you please tell us something about yourself?
Yeah, sure. So I'm basically from Rajasthan. My family is living in New Delhi, and I'm the eldest one in my family. So I have this added advantage of whatever I want that happens in my family. I don't have to take permission from my elder brother or sister. And currently I'm living in Hyderabad. And this is my very first time to South India, and I'm really liking the city and the food as well. And regarding my hobbies, I'm really, really, really passionate about dance. I've won many awards in that, and I really like to do contemporary freestyle and salsa dance. So yeah, and the other thing that I really like is I really enjoy when I'm working on some research projects. I really wanted to do something innovative in my life, and now I'm on that way to go for it. So I'm pretty much happy.
Right. That sounds great. And so could you please tell us what was your GRE score?
My GRE score was 313. I got 161 in quant and 152 in verbal.
So let's move on with the discussion, right? And let's get to know a little about the admits that you have had very recently, right? NCSU within a week, right? So congratulations for that again, right? Brilliant, brilliant stuff and an amazing feat, right? So guys, let me tell you, Nikita actually applied on 21st of January and got an admit by 29th, right? So this is something that is incredibly brilliant, right? So congratulations, Nikita, and please tell us how was the feeling like? So what was your expression and what did your parents feel about it? And how are you feeling right now sharing this news with, I don't know, more than 100 guys out here, right? How does it feel like?
I just can't express. What did I feel? I had almost lost hopes because I was already applying so late. My seniors had already told me that whatever, whatever be the circumstance, just get finished applying to the universities by the end of December. But it took me some time because because in the month of January only I shifted to a new city. So I took my time and then I happened to apply on 21st January only. Although I gave my GRE and TOEFL and my SOP was also ready by the end of December. Where I don't know, but on 21st also like I applied, then all of a sudden I was just checking, going through emails, and I discovered this email. I just could not believe. It's just written admit, and I literally read the complete letter twice and sent it to my senior to read it again. If whatever I've heard is right or not. Then he called me back and confirmed, and I actually then I just didn't realize what was happening. I think cried for some 2 minutes. Yeah, so yeah, it was just out of the world feeling.
Your motivation for pursuing your
Yeah,
masters. So what essentially motivated you? Was it
yeah.
the
Um, I took up engineering because I was a lot interested in innovation. So, but after coming into engineering and first year went, third semester went, during the fourth semester, I started asking, what am I actually doing? I'm not really doing any kind of innovation. I'm just mugging up things and writing them in papers and all of that. So I approached many professors in my department to guide me for that and all of that. They gave me some research papers. I studied what is already going on in the trend, what has already been discovered, and then during my fifth semester, I was in fifth semester then, in the month of December 2013 it was, this Nirbhaya Kand happened in Delhi, right? Uh, and I was really, it really had a deep impact on me, because I was a Delhi, I was living in Delhi, and then I was a girl, and the conditions were all very general. I mean, it was just 10 o'clock, so it could have been any girl. So that really inspired me to do something for this thing. I mean, I really wanted to contribute to the area of women's safety, being an engineer, being into research as a researcher. So whatever knowledge I had gained during my fourth semester and fifth semester, I started implementing every research paper, whatever knowledge I gained from that, towards developing such, I mean, for developing such a product that can help women, I mean, that can improve the safety of women and all that. So that was my biggest motivation for this German internship.
So one question that a lot of students have been asking me to ask you, right? So would you be choosing NCSU for doing your masters, right? So guys, yes, this is the moment where you actually get to know, right? You can calm down and listen, right? A lot of calls have come to me to ask you very specifically whether or not you would be taking up your masters in NCSU. So your answer to this.
Well, for textiles course, it is the best university, but I had my second option, because textiles is not available in many universities. So during my master's in material science, then I can also do my master's in material science, because there is polymers, there is chemical, there is metals, there is electronics, and I was a lot interested in electronics as well. So, and doing MS in material science really broadens up the opportunities and my knowledge as well. So I applied in some universities for material science. So I mean, I've yet not. I mean, the results for those universities are yet not out. If I get an admit in TAMU or Michigan and Arbor, or Rajyo's University or Northwestern University, I've applied there for material science. Then I think I will go for material science and not for textiles. Yeah. So.
Bottom line here being you are still skeptical upon the university and so basically you're fixated upon material science, right? And if not, then you'll be going to NCSU. That's what I could comprehend, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
Okay.
right.
So that being said, right, I believe this question turns out to be a little vague, right? However, if you had to pick between material science and textiles, right? So what would that one stream be? Final choice.
It would be material science, because
Right.
I really wanted to work on wearable electronics. So if I take up material science, I would definitely be able to work on wearable electronics, and the packages for material science are definitely better than for textiles. So that is my second reason. So yeah, I'll be taking up material science there.
Right. So guys, this is the crux of this entire session, right? Introductory part is over. We got to know Nikita, right? We got to know what are the things she likes, what are the things that she does not like, and she definitely forgot data interpretation, the name, right? But having said that, let's move on to the part where we actually discuss the things that she's really, really good at. And trust me, it is going to be one hell of a time, and she's very clear on this entire process. So let's sit back, relax, and please listen to it very carefully. Right. So Nikita, can we get started?
Yeah, sure.
So, Nikita, my first question to you would be, so what was the timeline that you followed? So you would have had this timeline in your mind that these are the set of activities that I would be doing in this order, and this is the month, right? So starting from the time when you had this idea of taking up your GRE till the time you got your first admit, that is within a week, right? I'll keep saying that you got an admit within a week, which is a very good thing, right? And I'm really, really happy about it, right? So, what was the timeline that you had in your mind? Could you please share it with us?
Yeah, sure. During my bachelor's, I could not really do my process on time. So I had this master's offer from the German university that I did my internship from already. So that was my backup. So I was thinking of to go there for my master's, but then suddenly I had conversation with different people they insisted me, why don't you think about going for masters in US? I mean, I was thinking that US is really expensive for masters, but then they told me that you get RA and TA as well that cover up your tuition fees, as well as they provide you some stipend that also covers your living expenses. So it's not really all that expensive, and then you can pay back with your job within 1 or 2 years maximum. So that is when I broadened up my mind. I had already completed my bachelor's by then. So I joined a GRE coaching in the month of August after my bachelor's, August 2015. So after 3 months of preparation, I gave my GRE in the month of, I mean, the first week of November. Then by the within a week, I gave my TOEFL exam, and during this 3 months of GRE preparation, I also made a university database, which were the universities where research projects were going on similar to mine, similar to my research interests. So I made this database along with that. So in the month of December, I felt that I'm running short of time, so I joined Dream University program of GRE Edge. Because I knew, I mean, they're really good. I had received some good feedback about the people who had joined this program before. So my SFA helped me in helped me in shortlisting the universities from the database that I prepared before, and along with that, he gave me a list of some other universities. So I think by the first week of December, I had this shortlisted universities with me, and I was working on my SOP during the whole December month, as my deadlines were around January first week. So by December end, I finished completing the SOP, the LORs, and the university shortlisting, and applied in the month of January and finished my application part as well.
Let's proceed to the first part of this entire process, right? The universities shortlisting part, right? So Nikita, could you please tell us on how did you go about selecting universities for your field, right? Which is a very niche specialization, and not too many universities are there that are offering your course. So how did you go about selecting the universities, and for your course in particular?
Yeah, actually, in my institute, there was an international conference organized, so a lot of delegates were invited for that. So what I did was, the students, the master students, the PhD students who prepared that list of delegates, the professors who they would be sending an invitation to for the conference, I took that list from them. So I had with me a list of universities and the professors who are working on textile around the world. So that made my work quite easy. So I had this list, and then quickly I just went online on those websites, university's website, and checked out what kind of master's program do they provide. Is it in marketing, merchandising, or the production only, or is it more of research based? So that's how I shortlisted those universities for masters.
So, Nikita, could you please tell us about the documents that you sent across to the universities, that is SOPs, LORs, and how did you go about drafting them?
Yeah, sure. When it comes to documents, there are two, three, four major documents. One is SOP, the most important of all. Then LORs. You must draft LORs for your professors for them to be able to write good LORs for you. Third is your CV. That is also very crucial. So let's come on to SOP first of all. Um, okay. So while beginning to write SOP, you do not need to come up with very hi-fi ideas and all of that. Just start with the very basic thing. Maybe you can just start writing with 2 or 3 words. Make bullet points, and in a very chronological order. Start from your first year or even before then. That why did you take up engineering? Just think of whatever it comes to your mind. You do not need to have a very ideal reason. Whatever the genuine reason it was, just write up that only in the first four. So I took up engineering for this reason, and then for this engineering, particularly this institute, particularly for this reason. And then during my first year, I did this activity, this competition, this everything. In my second year, I did this. In third year, this internship, that internship. I learned this thing out of internship. Everything in a chronological order till your present time, right? So having done that, start to elaborate those points a little more. As in, I mean, just find out what are the important things. I mean, just make sure that you're answering 3 questions regard related to every activity that you've done. Like, if it's an internship, then why? What did you do during your internship? Why did you do that? And finally, out of it. One important tip is that, I mean, do not do what project did you take up, or what research you did during your internship a lot, because that part will be already covered in your CV. So in your SOP, focus more on why did you do that activity and what did you finally learn out of it. That is very crucial. And then after having done those bullet points and these 3 questions for every bullet point, proceed on to the next thing, that is connecting those points with each other. I mean, just find out how, I mean, they should all go in a flow and in the chronological order. That is very important for the other person to understand you. So maintain that chronological order and connect those together. Okay, so I did this internship, I learned about this thing. After this internship, I got more interested towards this area. So I did my BTech thesis in this area. So I mean, that's how you have to proceed. And your last paragraph in your SOP has to be about the university. That is why this university you want to take up. And then you should definitely mention names of at least 2 professors and your research works that you are interested to work on.
Right. As a guide to them, what would your words of encouragement to them be?
Okay. Students who are people who are already in their college life right now. So what I would suggest is stop wasting your time around. I mean, it's good to enjoy with friends, but then there would be a time when your college life would come to an end, and then you will have to answer those difficult questions. Then now what? So I mean, start preparing for that. Start discovering yourself. I mean, where does your potential lie? If you do not discover your potential now, then I mean, it would be too late to discover. So during your BTech, really, I mean, check out where does your interest lie, and talk to more professors, read more research papers, people who are inclined towards research. So, and that is the BTech thing. And when it comes to application part, I mean, do not feel bad if you have a low CPPA or if you have a low GRE score or TOEFL score. That does not matter much. I mean, there's always a better way of presentation. I mean, you can always present yourself in a good way, even if your GRE score is not so bad. It's okay. I mean, you can cover up that thing nicely in your SOP. If you have a bad CGPA, you can cover that thing as well in your SOP. If you took a drop during your bachelor's, that also then you can cover up in your SOP. Maybe you can just say, I took an year off to prepare for a very highly competitive examination to get selected to one of the best universities in India or abroad, whatever. So I mean, you should always try to cover up if there is something lacking in your profile, in your SOP. SOP, that is why it's a very crucial part of your application. You can cover up your shortcomings in your SOP.
Right. Thank you very
So
much, Nikita. Right. So one last input from you. Right. How was your experience with GRE? So how was the whole process like? And did you not enjoy the whole process?
it was a good process. I highly recommend GRE for, especially for SOP writing. It was the perfect one for me, because yeah, I really had this flow. Whatever instructions I gave you during the seminar, I received the same instructions from my SFAs. Uh, and regarding the university shortlisting as well, I had a particular courses are being provided. My SFA and his team really did that, as in they really gave me those universities only that the tuition fee was not high, the GRE score and the TOEFL score was around that. It was approachable. It was achievable. So yeah, my experience with GREs has been good with in terms of SOP writing, LOR writing, as well as university shortlisting as well.
Well, with this, we have come to the end of the session, guys. Thank you very much. You guys have been amazing. That has been a full house, that jam-packed session, and extremely, extremely interactive, guys. So brilliant stuff. Thank you very much, and I hope that you guys could learn something really, really nice out of this session. So all the best, guys. Take care. Learn really, really fast. Learn really, really well. Ace your GRE exam with a brilliant GRE score. Make all of us here at GRE really proud of you. And with this, I would like to end the session. Thank you very much. All the best. Happy learning with GRE. This is Richard Bhardwaj signing off.